Hello, in this video we're going how to create black and white portrait out of the color, and it's even look very simple. You just add black and white filter. However, you have a few more options that may help you enhance in creating its more interesting look portrait. And that's what we're going to do. We're going over all these layers, what they can do, and you can see just different. We can enhance to bring specific highlights or other information to make focus on your subject a little bit better or bring specific dramatic look to your scenery. We won't do any compositing on a sky or do anything, just very simple. Process, retouching, and enhancing our black and white image. So let's go ahead and start working on this. Okay, so for this processing, we're going to select the image that was shot outside. And it's kind of in the morning, and you can see the sun going from side. We also have it, the flash was on another, like compensating for some shadowing. It was shot on Canon 5D Mark III, and it was 33mm lens focal set. Because it was shot on camera raw, we're going to process, well, it was shot raw format, we're going to process in camera raw. First things, what I usually do, and we can look right here, it's a little bit kind of look overexposure. However, we not lost information. We'll just need to take highlights and bring down to restore some of this information. Okay, we don't have a hard shadow, so we don't need to worry about, but we can just bring back in. The idea of this, take highlights and flatten them, so we'll preserve information because our raw file have more information than if we shot in JPEG or other ones, or we will have it on a screen. And also we'll go now inside the sharpening, increase a little bit on the sharpen to restore the in-camera anti-aliasing filter to compensate for that. And also you'll notice right here we have it orange, and the orange and red will be our skin tone. Because flatten a little bit, I want to use my orange and a little bit red to restore the dimension, restore the depth. And important things about black and white, what we're going to convert this in, that is contrast or luminosity levels, or black and white. It's what give it us shape of the object. Color does help bring additional information, but it is also distracting a little bit from the shape. So let's go ahead right now. And also what I want to do is remove chromatic abbreviation and use it profile correction. It's normal, no change on those, so it's look good. We can work a little bit with saturation if you want to play at this point, but because we convert to black and white, I'll just leave it as default. 0 here, and we're going to open this inside Adobe Photoshop. Okay, we'll go and take a cropping tool, and I want to just preview, see how it's going. You know, just maybe expand a little bit out, make a little bit more landscape look. I want to be sure it's content aware. Let's click OK, and it should extend. And overall, Photoshop actually does a very good job to add this missing information. So we'll see in a second. Okay, and you can see actually it does very good job to move the mountain, everything. So we have a very nice effect. Let's go create a brand new layer. And this will be our retouching. I don't know how much we will going to do on this. We'll go use the healing brush tool, but I want just preview. So we can go around, look on the face, and if you want it, I want to leave freckles in, but just some big ones. Maybe hide, but overall it's look good. A bit right here, I think this is not freckle, this is a little bit skin. Inflammation was, so yeah, I think that is look good. Okay, but you can have it even more touch up, maybe right here a little bit. Fix. There you go. No, let's go back. I don't like how it's look there. Before was better. Okay, so we add. Next, let's go to add more depth to this by using dodge and burn. So we'll go create layer, 50% gray fill up and switch to soft light. Right now we're still working with color information, and this actually may help you just overall work the add dimension a little bit more to your subject. Mostly when we work with neon light and color very distorted, it's very hard to see. All what we need to do is just create a black and white level, just simple on top of this. At this point we remove all color information, so whatever we're going to do, I see some dot right there actually, so let me actually touch up this one. Right here I see something, and I want to be sure current below so it does not take from top. I think it's maybe something was on the lens, but there you go, now it's look clean. Okay, so because we remove color information now, we can easily work with add a little bit more depth. We don't need too much, but I want just a little bit increasing. Let's go brush, 10% flow 77, and I can add just a little bit to shape out. And this current station a little bit harder will be because we have two actually sources. One is very powerful going from the side with the sun, and this is secondary. So we need kind of give this a little bit look. Darken again, a little bit more shadowing, add shapes. Overall what we're doing, it is working, and you can see right here on shaping. The shape is work as usual. Our eyes looking, it is the white or brightest closer and we get more attention, and darker is far away. So this way we can create like a little bit more shape. As Skinner, just add darker elements right around the face. So this way it will look. Okay, let's go a little bit more in the black. It will look a little bit darker. If you want, you can also touch up a little bit on the background, but I would not necessarily recommend this because the depth, if you look with information, how we determine depth, this is 2D information. We also see by detailization, so we have it more details. When we're closer we can see it, despite if you have it sharp. If everything in sharpness again, close up will have it more details. The far away, the less details you have it. You also have it this haze or reduction of the contrast different between black and white. So you can see what's happening. A perfect example, she have a very good contrast, a lot of details. On the back we look at distance, besides it's blurring out. Overall it's also reduction in details, and it is loss of contrast. So we want kind of preserve this to give it additional depth to this. So when we add a few things, let's look a couple what we can enhance. I want to work a little bit on eyes to enhance, and this is actually not that hard. We'll go with contrast, and we'll just bring like maybe around curve, switch this to overlay, and we'll just convert Command or Control I on a mask, so we just hide what we did it. Next we're going to zoom in, take our brush, sure it's white color, and we'll just start brush on the mask to bring in an overlay with this. It's add, bring some of those details, and work very well if, for example, your eye have it on sharp, so you can actually bring the sharpness a little bit into the eye. You can see before and after. So I think it was a little bit darker, so let's bring a little bit more light to the eyes. Okay, let's go next. I want to make black and white at this point, and we can also reuse element what we have it already. The two colors what I found, it's again for the portrait, yellow and red is kind of important for us. We can work also with background. For example, if we can take blue, we can darken sky, cyan we can bring in, but this is two primarily red and yellow. And you need kind of play, because if we get too dark, we can almost kind of make a very interesting with freckles look. And similar kind of techniques they're using when they try to sell you a skin product. So we don't need to go too far, but I usually want to darken, and we want to darken one down, one up. So for example, if I bring red up, you can see how much this bring in, but then I will bring a little bit yellow down. And between those two, I want to add slightly down. I don't want to create too much, but I want to be sure my dimensions is add. If this look a little bit darker, I think maybe we'll bring slightly up on those two colors. Okay, so right here, let's go see on a green, and we'll just bring slightly green down. Magenta always won't do anything in this. I don't think we have it, but we have this too. And with a background on this case, maybe we'll just bring a little bit like compensating, so it's look our attention going towards the face. Okay, let's turn off black and white. I want to Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E to take all layers. So we'll go to smooth out. Again, this is our test layer. We will come back to this in a second. So we'll have it our smooth done. We'll go to filter, noise, dust and scratches, and we'll just probably maybe about 20 for this. Just watch when you have it all this skin is smooth, does not look details, but at the same you have a nice recognizable details. So click OK, hold down Alt or Option and click on a mask. So we'll hide all our creations, and we'll go inside using white brush, 10% opacity. We can start painting on a mask in a skin. So right here is a little bit problem because we have the hair all over the place. So, but I want just smooth. This is reduce, because we remove some lower details. This will create a little bit smoother on the skin effect. Just reduction in details on the skin. Okay, same right here. We don't want too much, but it does help. Okay, so we'll go right here. Okay, before and after, not that much, just a little bit. You can see smooth out, make it look nicer. Okay, Control Shift Command Alt Shift E, and another layer. So we're going with the hair on this, and we're going to filter, stylize oil painting, and we want to have it saturation 10, clearness 10, scale 0.5, bristle 0.5. So it will help us with the hair. Let's go filter, sharpen, unsharp mask. We'll bring a little bit of sharpness. Okay, why do we do this? So let's look on the hair closer. Right here probably best. Okay, like around here, let's disable. You notice if we see hair, you can see we have a noise. Hair is kind of going straight, it's what we're expecting, but we also have the noise going from pixels, from other stuff, from camera sensors. We have it horizontal and vertical, and this is what creating this noise. You can see lines going across the hair, so that's what create look a little bit messy. By creating this filter, we kind of smoothing, we're removing some of those. Not necessarily I want to do everywhere, but again, Alt and click on this to hide mask, but we can paint in some of this cleanness. We don't need to do everything, but in some hair, we just little bit reduce. Let's look closer, like a little bit right here. You can see we just a little bit reduce some of this noise. Like right there, if you can watch closer. You see we remove some of this, creating a little bit cleaner look. This is very nice if you're creating some illustrations, or maybe for other want to look poster kind of retro look. So this is one nice way to clean up the hair. look just a little bit polishy. So right there, polish hair. Okay, let's go to it more. Like right there a little bit. Okay, if we look before and after, I had to kind of, if we get closer, probably you can see better. There you go. So you can see just reduce some of that horizontal nose, cross nose in the hair, and creating cleaner look. Again, small things to what we're adding one thing at a time. I'll also notice, for example, face right here, it's much darker than neck. And when we have black and white, we'll need kind of match, or we started having information. We do want work a little bit more with the coloring on this work, and we maybe have two color passes for this. One to compensate a little bit for the skin, and second it is compensating for neck. So reduce this. We can Control Shift Alt E to do this. We'll go compensation, and we'll go to image adjustment black and white. So it's about similar what we have, and remember we have it whiter or whatever. So right now I will bring a little bit yellow and red forward. So this will be my compensation for this. Next, we can also switch this to luminosity, and you notice right now kind of getting a little bit softer, and that's what I want. I want luminosity a little bit better on this, because neck is definitely lighter. Let's go Alt, and we create hide mask, and now by using white brush we can slightly paint in the areas where we want our skin. Keep it similar as a neck. So we'll just add a little bit lighting up. Okay, like right there. And I know some of this effect may be from dodge and burn that were created before right here, edit. But I think it's general because flash probably was on the side and it's hit easy this area, but does not help. Okay, before and after, you can see we just a little bit highlighted. Let's go back to black and white. We'll enable, and we can always, nice things about this, we can go back now and we can bring a little bit yellowish and red back, so we have it nicer. Okay, there's our adjustment. We'll look on the colors. We could also, going inside before black and white, let's add curve. Okay, and we can take this curve and control to color. So we don't have it color because this is black and white, but this is still, we have it color before, so we can have it in a blue if you want it. And you can see by modifying this curve, we can also overall bring some specific element a little bit darker. And I think it's what I want. I want to bring here. We'll take shadows overall. Yeah, I don't want to crush black, so we'll bring a little bit higher. Okay, green. Okay, we have yellow and green. We can bring just a little bit down. And let's bring this end up. Let's go now to the blue again. And maybe just like run here, so it will make a little bit softer. Yeah, let's maybe just yellow run there. Okay, so this is kind of compensation. If we look without black and white, this is what we applied filter, kind of a little bit more bluish, but again on over black. So the point is this: you can see how multiple way we can control the contrast based on the colors, and its idea of ours is on the black and white to make specific focus on the elements that we wanted them. In some cases, black and white portrait, it is first and the easiest way to do it because we illuminating information. So we illuminated with a portrait, we illuminated most of the body setup, language, we illuminated this, we just focus only on eyes. We it's a one thing. and another ones is with illumination of the color. And if you want to create stunning portraits, it's very simple in some ways. Just be sure you shot as closer to the eyes, the face, close up, focus on the eye, blur out background, and make black and white. What you overall do, you reduce amount of information. You force the viewer see on only specific element, and right here is eyes, so we try to remove this. Okay, I think we're almost done on the black and white. We'll just want to go to curve, take this element, bring it down, and we'll just create custom vignetting by use marquee tool, selecting and fill this with a black side. When we have this kind of border, we'll go in a feather masking and we'll just pop up feathering. Nice things about this, because if, for example, you don't like black, this going, okay, let's go put in soft light mode. For example, if you don't like this vignetting, we can always go opposite and make lighter vignetting, so you can see how you can control and see which one you like it. Again, it's up to you if you want vignetting. I do like vignetting. I think it's a forced viewer kind of to center, force it, keeping them inside the image, which what we want to do. Okay, the other things before what I wanted, we black and white, it's very nice. We bring contrast to small details, work very well for the like sports shot, everything, but we'll do here as well. So let's turn off black and white, and we'll just take off curves away. We'll select on the bottom, Control Shift Alt E. Let's go call this details, and we'll go to image, adjust black and white. Okay, we'll control with this, and here I want to see, because I'm going to use soft light after, so it will contrast mode, and I know 50% gray will be invisible, so lighter will be brighter, darker, darker. So we'll use this, it's contrast based mode. So we'll convert black and white, and it's, we need prepare, so we'll go shadow highlights. We're using, let's go about 11 pixels. We'll get amount 100%, and by the way, be sure your show more options is enabled, because then we'll have access to all of this. And we'll get tone down here and bring just a little bit slider up. By doing this, we increasing a little bit more of the shape, because we will affect the highlights, tone, curves, and shadows. So that's what we're going to do. Let's click OK. And the other ones I want to do, it is, if we look, it's already kind of have a nice effect sharpness, but I want to filter, style, sharpen, unsharp mask on this, and we'll just bring even higher, so like right there. I know it's crazy highness, but we're going to switch this to soft light. So let's look on the skin what's happening here. Okay, if you look on the details before and after, you can see how much more details we added. And because this is go over our smoothing skin, so it still preserve kind of very nice texturing. Let's bring slightly up and back to black and white. Again, before and after, you can see just add much more crispness to the skin. Okay, use it the opacity, how much you want of this affecting your final image. But it's look very good if you do like how say sports, some, you know, the skin muscle, something that will bring very nice texture on the skin to do this. Okay, I think we're actually almost good done. You can always Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E on the end. If it does not look background here, look good, but if it does not, I'll just show you and after we'll delete it. You can always go to Filter, go to Blur Gallery, Iris Field, Blur, and just select, like bring on an eye, and always, usually I go a little bit higher so I can preview. Okay, like right there, let's make a little bit wider right there. So you can always just add a little bit more blurring out of the object. Before and after. As I say, we don't have that bad background already. It's kind of look brushed, so it does not bring this as a dramatic look. But again, just in case if you want it, you can do this. Okay, let's go ahead, add your name. In this case, it will be my name. We'll select it, shrink down, and some people ask how you put it your watermarking. Usually I just put it small my name, and so it's right here, not out of, so it does not distract people when they view image. The reason I'm putting, so people, if they want it, look who did this, or some otherwise they can look. People can always easily remove any watermarking. So if you think the watermarking is preventing people from steal your image, you'll be surprised what you can do with Photoshop to remove that watermarking. So for me, it just people can contact and find my information. That's the reason why I'm doing this. Okay, well, thank you for watching this video, and hopefully it's kind of give you some information what you can do with portrait and black and white. Right here, before and after. So you can see we modified a few things. Overall, the reason why I'm want to show this black and white, because it is a very simple way you can enhance. But with the portraits to create it, you want to start to do with simplicity. Do very simple things and after do it. So first, when you start photo shooting, remove all these variables that may mess up with you. Shoot close to the face, so you don't need to worry about posing all full body shot or anything. So you just only worried about composition of the head, where they look, smile, position of hair. That is plenty enough for beginning. Shoot in black and white, because by removing information of the color, it's much easy for you to work in the future. So you don't need worried about all this coloring, maybe some on a skin problem or other things. You just go straight forward with this. So that is 2. And third, just shoot with wide aperture, so you have a very blurred background. Again, you're focusing on the eye and you're removing it. Is remove as many variables as you can at the beginning, and then besides it's be much easy to edit, to modify this. You also will force people to just only look on the eyes example, because by nature we look on the sharpest and more details, and it's where we provide them in. Okay, and so I hope you find this useful. Thank you for watching this video. If you find nice, please give me thumbs up, like on YouTube, and let other people know about this. Thank you for your support.